words from everyone. Thank you so much. I am so excited about today. I'm going to structure this a little bit more like a workshop. So rather than you hearing me speak for an hour, I am going to have you doing some things. We're going to do some breakout sessions in pairs and have you put some things together for yourself. So we're not going to, fix all the problems of the world right here, right now, but we are going to at least give you a good head start, I think, into having a direction and carrying that forward. So for those of you that are not very familiar with the nonprofit business platform, one thing that I really love about leading a nonprofit is that as an organization, we have a mission statement. According to the IRS, you have to have a mission statement and you have to have a board of directors, and those are one of the few criteria that are actually necessary to become a nonprofit over a for-profit. Obviously, there are some other financial considerations there, but the mission statement is so integral to the success of a nonprofit organization. And I think that, part of that reasoning on the IRS side and on any charitable giving platform, it is because they want to know that you have a true north. They want to know as an organization that you have a solid direction that will be consistent for the life of your organization, and that all of your programming and activities center around that mission statement. So what I find interesting about the mission statement is that, organizations will pay lots of money to establish a mission statement and a vision. And it oftentimes turns into the shortest sentence and so general because all of your programming has to fit into that bubble of a mission statement. So if you have 25 different programs for your organization, they all have to align with that mission. And if they change over time, look at these 40, 50-year-old organizations, the changes that they've gone through have still stayed aligned with the mission statement that their board of directors set forth 50 years ago. So we are going to make our own mission statements today. And I'm turning this around a little bit so that it gets a little bit more personal. Absolutely do take your work into consideration. I think that most of us are those people that live to work rather than work to live. I sense that amongst the group. So, I think that if your work and your career are a huge part of who you are as a person, then definitely take that into account when you are looking at your mission statement. So, I want first for you to think about your general priorities. So if you have a piece of paper, a pen, whatever, you could do it on your computer. I want you to think about 3 major priorities in your life. And they could be personal or professional. Okay. So you can keep thinking on that as we go. But as you are sort of determining those priorities, I want you to think about who you are as a person. If you were to meet someone for the first time and you have to describe yourself in 1 sentence, what would that look like? And kind of thinking about encompassing the priorities that you just wrote down.
Hey, Erin, we did get a question on the chat asking, are these priorities right now or what we want them to be?
That is a really good question. I want these to be a little bit more long-term. So kind of in the grand scheme of things. So not like this week, but just in life in general. Okay. So I know that your sentence probably is not completely fleshed out yet. What we're going to do is we're going to break up into pairs so that you have a few minutes to kind of talk through what you have on your paper and sort of flesh that out a little bit. I'm going to give you a few rules, though, for your mission statement. So first one is that it needs to be general enough that it will first stay with you forever. So, it needs to fit all of the aspects of your life and what you foresee all the phases or changes in your life being as well. So the general feeling is one. Another one is I want you to structure the sentence so that you are, sorry, I'm getting prompts for a Zoom update here. I want you to structure the sentence in a way that it is first in third person. So, I feel like a lot of us don't love to brag about ourselves. And if we say I or me, it feels like, I'm kind of talking really highly of myself. So I want you to talk about yourself as if you're someone else and you're bragging about that other person. And then thirdly, I want this to be in present tense. So it's not something that you want to do or that you will do. It's something that you're already doing. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of mission statements that I have seen, personal ones, and just of different sorts. So some people will be, they'll kind of funnel their 3 priorities into their mission statement, which is totally fine and great. Someone once said their name, blank, is an exceptional caretaker, thinker, and creator. My personal mission statement is super general. Erin Prange lifts others to greater heights. It's so general that it could fit any aspect of my life, and I anticipate that will carry forward with me no matter what changes I go through in my life. So those are just a couple of sentences to get you started. So I'm going to have you pair off. Kate's going to help me. Hopefully she can do this on her phone. Okay. I'm going to have her help me just send you into some breakout sessions with a partner, and you're going to flesh out your mission statement, your one sentence, and then if you need some help from your partner one-on-one to sort of use those 3 priorities to make that happen, that's great. But we're going to share our mission statements when we get back. So I'm going to say, this is a really quick turnaround, but we only have an hour. I'm going to say 2 minutes per person in each pair. So 4 minutes, we'll come back.
All right, here goes.
All right. How did that go, everybody? We're going to do a quick go around the circle here and just read your mission statement that you've come up with. I do want to give the disclaimer that because we only have an hour today, and because this is a really broad, big idea for your life and your career and everything else, sleep on this one. This isn't set in stone. But, tomorrow, in a couple days, when you look back on it, and if you want to make any tweaks, at a certain point, I do want you to think of this as being set in stone so that it's the thing that carries you and doesn't change. That's your tree trunk that doesn't waver, right? So I'm going to kind of go according to my screen, which I know is different than everybody else's. But Mina, will you start us off with your mission statement?
Yes, of course. I wrote, Nina is a passionate, creative individual who seeks out living her best life.
Awesome. And Reed, how about you? Oh, let's unmute you. Hold on.
That would help. Can't read lips, right? I have Reed is a coach and a Christian who lightens up a room with her positivity.
I love it. Awesome. Sarah.
Well, I didn't get to a full sentence, so
That's okay.
Thumbs up for everybody else. I just had some ideas that I want to incorporate into a sentence. Something about service to others, fighting injustices, and equity for all. Also, being a sister and an aunt is really important to me.
Okay, I love that. You have all the skeleton of sentence
Yes.
right there. It's just putting it into the structure, which is perfect. All right, Lindsay, good.
Mine is Lindsay is dedicated to innovation with the desire to continuously learn and develop.
Love it. Awesome. How about Cindy?
Hi. Cindy is an entrepreneur with an abundance of energy, interests, and commitments with a goal of community improvement.
Fantastic. All right. Adrian, how about you?
Adrian is a woman of God whose mission is to add value to the life of others.
I love that. Fantastic. All right, Jen.
I am genuine. I am a champion for change and live by my definition of success.
Wonderful. So the only thing I'm going to change is for you to turn this in. Like say, Jen is all these things.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I think that when you sort of recite that to yourself, it feels a little bit more like you're bragging on someone else, and then it sort of makes it a little bit more tangible and visual to you. Awesome. Beth, what about you?
So I had Beth as an educator consultant who promotes equity and empowerment through education. And then in my conversation with Amanda, she helped me shorten it. If I wanted a short version, Beth educates to empower.
Yes. Okay. I was actually just going to say, because you may not always be a consultant and you may not always, be in those roles. And so that is general enough that, Beth educates. I think that's perfect because you're still doing all of those things. Wonderful. Let's see. Nancy.
Nancy helps empower other women by creating their most effective appearance so they can change their lives and ultimately change the world.
I love it. Wonderful. Let's see. S. Hartman, remind me your first name.
I'm Sylvain.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I realized this is my computer logging.
That's okay.
I haven't come up with a sentence yet, but I think my mission statement will be for Sylvain to be around service to others, whatever the area in my life.
Perfect. I love it. Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Farmer lives life passionately, authentically, and is a trustworthy person.
Wonderful. I love that. Katie.
Okay. She is a happy, optimistic person who finds fulfillment from the giving of her time and resources to causes she is passionate about.
Great, because those could change over time. That's wonderful. All right, Darcy.
Hi, sorry, my voice is a little scratchy this morning. I was outside too much this weekend. too much pollen out there. My mission statement, because my 3 priorities, I used those words and turned it into Darcy is a loving wife, caring mother, and dedicated servant leader.
Love that. Wonderful. Amanda, last one.
Still working on it. The best I've gotten to so far is Amanda tells true stories that need to be told.
Oh, I love that. I mean, still work on it if you want, but I love that already.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Cool, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing. And Kate, the one at the bottom is you, right? That's
Yeah,
your
that's me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you have a statement you want to share, Kate?
Oh, I'm going to totally lame out on this one and claim
That's okay.
host to do.
Yeah, no, I totally
But mostly
understand.
because I think I'm too nervous and I'm not brave enough to be as like, I mean, I've got chill bumps from everybody sharing what they have. I'm blown away. This is really exciting.
It's definitely a vulnerable thing, right? I mean, you're basically putting your entire life into one sentence. And all of us, we have so many aspects of our personalities, of our choices, of our activities, everything that we do. It's really tough to put it into one short sentence, right? But I think if you think of it in terms of this is a direction. It is something that will, if you tend to stray off track sometimes, or you get distracted by your surroundings, it's something that can bring you back to home. And that's the idea. So like I said, in tomorrow or in a couple of days, tweak these, change them as you need, sort of flesh them out a little bit more. But this is something that, once you have one that you feel really good about, I hope that it will be a statement that can kind of carry and that will always kind of bring back to that true north. Awesome. So I know that in this current state of things, there, a lot's changing all the time, and there are constantly hurdles and challenges that we've never seen before, and there are so many things happening that it is difficult sometimes to stay focused on what we know is important for ourselves and for those around us. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a tool right now, and we can kind of use this for coming week or many weeks. So I'm going to share with you a link, and hopefully the link actually works, but if not, you can just copy and paste. So this is to a document that I have on my blog website, and I'm going to actually screen share this document as well so that I can kind of point out to you what we're looking at. Okay. Can everybody see this? Okay, so basically this is sort of a tactic that you can use to break down your weekly to-do lists. I know we all have them. I know our to-do lists are probably 5 miles long, and you've got some stuff down there at the bottom that you haven't touched in like a decade maybe, and you still think it's important. It should still be on there, but it's not so important that it needs to be moved up to the top. So this is sort of just a format in which it will kind of help bring you back to that true north each week and translate what we've just done in identifying your priorities for your life, for your career, for your family, and then translating that into these little bite-sized tasks that you do every day. So basically, you would identify 3 priorities each week. I wish this were all on one screen. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can back this up a little bit. Let's do this instead. Okay, there we go. Now we can see the whole thing. Okay, so you're going to identify 3 priorities each week. So these could be, and most often will be, the 3 priorities that you just said are important to you about your whole life. But since things change, since we go through different phases of life, and your life during the week that you're moving a house is not, your priorities are not going to look the same as a week that you are, on vacation with your family. Okay. So this is going to waver a little bit. The weekly priorities are going to waver a little bit, but you're going to identify those 3 at the beginning of the week, say on a Sunday. And then from those priorities, you're going to enter 3 kind of big tasks, things that have been on your to-do list for a long time or that just need to happen within that week. And they, it's difficult to get started because that one little push to get it going is not the easiest thing. And then from there, you're going to break those down even further into 3 more bite-sized tasks. So for instance, we are sort of on the house hunt right now, and, the idea of picking up our lives and moving at the moment is a little terrifying. So rather than me just saying, sell our house and buy a new one and move, that's like a very big idea. So moving is a very big idea. But my bite-sized tasks just for the week would be, meeting with the realtor. Set a meeting with the realtor. Number 1. That is a bite-sized task. I can do that without having heart palpitations. I can move forward, right? So it's really just a way to kind of break those big to-do items down even further and then get them kind of moving forward. So on the right side here, we've got each day broken down. And I'm one of those, I don't know about you guys, who loves to cross things off of a to-do list. That's like my favorite thing to do. So as you kind of have all this laid out, you see Monday right here. So that's basically finding a way to touch on each of those 3 priorities each day. So you will find 1 bite-sized task on each day. So Monday is going to read this first bite-sized task. Let's just get 1 done and call it good. And then same thing for priority number 2 and same thing for priority number 3. And you're going to list them right here on your daily to-dos. So from here, obviously, if you have a stellar day and everything's going your way and you cross all 3 things off, add another one to the Monday to-do list, right? So this is a running list that just kind of helps you stay on track. And obviously there are way more bite-sized tasks here than there are days to get them done. So, you're going to have a lot of rollovers from one week to the next, and that's okay. But this just enables you to break it down a little bit and kind of still stay on track for your priorities. All right, I'm going to stop share on this one. And so, if you want to, Jen had just asked if I would be sharing it. So I don't know why the links don't work in the chat, but that's the URL for that document, and you can download it from there and print it out or whatever you need to do. It's just a PDF, so you can always fill that in. Okay, so that's just kind of the breakdown, like how you would implement these 3 priorities and your mission statement to bring them into the everyday. And I think, in terms of setting yourself in the right direction, especially in this current, thanks, Beth, especially in this current climate and with everything going on right now, we run into a lot of challenges for, just staying on target, right? So I'm going to go one step further. And a lot of you that are in business, I'm sure, have done this at work. Sort of the general usual marketing tool for creating a marketing plan is the SWOT analysis. So we're going to do a SWOT analysis on ourselves. We're going to do that, though, about our priorities instead of about ourselves as a person. So in case you don't know what a SWOT analysis is, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So basically what you're going to do, and I actually should just make one of these so you can see a visual. You're going to make a little grid, like a 4 square, and you'll label 1 quadrant S for strengths, 1 W for weaknesses, 1 O for opportunities, and 1 T for threats. Okay, so for right now, and we could deep dive into this, that would just take us weeks and weeks, but for today, we are going to just write down 1 of each. And this is in terms of your priorities. What strengths do you have that help you accomplish those priorities? Why are they your priorities? Because you have strengths that help you work towards those. What weaknesses do you have that work against you in accomplishing those goals? And then opportunities that's talking about more external surroundings. So you're thinking about, especially right now, we all have new opportunities that maybe we never thought of before because we're in this really different situation. So, the opportunities could change depending on what kind of situation we find ourselves in. Same thing for threats. Threats, I think of, I go with SWOT because that's the norm in terms of language, but I would rather use the term hurdles. So what hurdles or challenges may work against you in working towards your priorities? So take just a minute and jot down 1 in each quadrant for yourself. Okay, looks like people are finishing out there. And like I said, these can change, so they don't have to be perfect or set in stone or anything like that. So basically, I want you to, as you fill in your sheet about this next week and as things sort of progress, keep your SWOT in mind, because that could potentially reframe your bite-sized tasks. So, you know, if, for instance, if you're seeing, okay, maybe for instance, in my work, I do a lot of donor cultivation. So I do a lot of reaching out and you know, trying to be face-to-face with donors and sponsors and everybody else. Under normal circumstances, that would look like me taking them out for coffee. But in this current situation, my bite-sized task is going to be shooting them an email saying, when would you be able to hop on Zoom? Or whatever that may look like, right? So my bite-sized tasks are going to change because I have a current hurdle or threat on my SWOT analysis that is going to affect kind of what that looks like and what that picture for my week looks like. That's a really simple example, but I think that just at least being aware of your strengths and weaknesses and how those are going to help you or work against you, in addition to what's going on around you and how that's going to affect the big picture, all of those coming together are going to really affect how you navigate each week, right? Awesome. So I feel like we're like fast forwarding through all this stuff. This is like a year's process in 1 hour. So forgive me if you feel like we're really overwhelmed here, but we're going to do one more thing in the last 15 minutes here. I would love to do one more breakout session if I could, Kate, and it could be 2s or 3s or whatever, for about 5 minutes. And I want you to take a look at all this stuff you've just written down. Your mission statement, your 3 main priorities in life, and then your SWOT analysis. Bringing all of those together into one kind of complete package, I want you to think about 3 goals. And these don't have to necessarily be your only goals. This is just one goal, big one. For 1 year from now, for 5 years from now, for 10 years from now. So you're kind of looking way down the line and how all of these tiny little things that you would be doing right here, right now, would affect that long-term vision for what you want. So you've got 3 main goals, and they could be related or they could not, and that's okay. But just finding the 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Okay? So we'll give you guys like 5 minutes. It's basically just so you can kind of use your partner as a sounding board just to kind of get those ideas out. Awesome, you guys. Well, we're not going to go through all of the goals right now because we would go way over time. We have about 7 minutes left. I want to do just like a quick little fun thing for the end, and we'll go around the horn, but I'm going to give you in the chat, I am going to send over a little Mad Libs game. And this is just something that I want you to kind of pick one aspect of your life. It could be work, it could be family, it could be whatever. This is not like an all-encompassing idea. But it's something that could be a little bit motivating and funny. So when you wake up in the morning and you need a little pick me up to get you going for the day, it's a good one. So give me 1 second here. I just wanted to put it in the chat so you guys could copy and paste. Okay. So this is your superhero statement. you're going to read this to yourself when you really need just a one up to get you moving and grooving. Yeah. So you're going to say your name. You're going to give yourself a superhero title. And then you're going to decide, you know, what you're saving in the world or how you're doing it and what your powers are, what your superpowers are. So I'm going to read mine real quick because I think it'll give you a better idea of what I'm looking for. Erin Prange, the badass warrior leader, saves the world one happy hour at a time through her powers of charisma and enthusiasm. So that's mine. You can choose your own. Yeah. So take 1 minute and just kind of fill in the blank. It doesn't need to have a whole lot of thought put into this one. This is just for fun.
Are Zoom happy hours included as one of your tools, Erin? Are they as effective?
I have a throwback Thursday happy hour every week for the company, and it's the best thing ever.
I love it. Is anyone going to be brave enough to be willing to share theirs? I'm dying to hear some more.
This is Adrian. I'll share mine real quick. Ready?
You've got, yeah, we're ready. Let's hear it.
Adrian, the prayer warrior, saves the world one prayer at a time through her powers of faith.
Love it.
That is beautiful. I love that.
Does anybody else want to share? It's all in good fun.
I do.
All right.
Elizabeth Farmer, Marie Kondo II, saving her family by getting rid of things every day.
Yes, I love that. That'll give you a boost in the morning. I see everyone deep in thought over here.
Sarah's going to have a good one. Let's hear
Okay,
yours.
I think I'm ready. We'll see.
All right.
Sarah Needham, the facilitator of connection, saves the world one meaningful conversation at a time through her powers of empathy and authenticity.
Yes, I love
Oh my gosh, that's so you, Sarah. That's perfect.
Thanks, Kate.
I actually, if you needed some way to format a mission statement, I'd make that your mission statement right there. That's perfect. Hi, Stacy. I love it.
Sarah, will you type that up in the chat? I really loved it.
I know.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. Yes, I will.
Jen, you look like you're done. You want to share yours?
Genuine, the change agent, saves the world one woman at a time through her powers of facilitating conversations.
Nice. I love that. The change
Just one head nod, Katie.
Just one thing.
Thank you for nodding.
Jen, you realize your name sounds genuine, right?
Yes.
It's wonderful.
That was
I just got that. And I was like, oh, I love Genuine, the changing agent.
That's why my Who Am I starts with I am genuine. So now it's genuine is genuine.
I see. Oh my gosh, it's all coming together now. Okay, don't change your mission statement from before. I get it now. It's perfect. I love it. All right.
That's awesome. So, Erin, how often should we do things like this? I know you said, like, you know, how often do you do this for yourself?
So I actually, I really just did the mission statement once. I have it. It's mine. It stays with me. I do my priority breakdown every Sunday. So I actually like print up this PDF and I have a stack of them blank and I just fill it in every Sunday. And then each week throughout the week, I just cross things off and just find my way through each day and make sure that I'm staying on track.
And that also
so
feels
just-
like something that could be done as a family too. I mean, gosh, when I'm thinking about all the time I'm spending with my husband at home right now, it's like sometimes getting on the same page about priorities and breaking it down. And I would suspect you could do this as a team as well. And it really translates.
Absolutely. I'm going to add one more just little tidbit for you guys, and I know it's time to go. But when you are filling in your priorities for the week, most of you, it sounds like your mission statements are all about helping others and making sure that others are taken care of, which is so natural for all of us women, and it's amazing. But remember that you cannot do that. You cannot fulfill your mission if you don't take care of yourself. So make sure that at least, if not every week, at least maybe every other week, as you're filling in your priorities and making sure that your tasks are kind of in line with what you want to do, make sure that self-care is on that list. Yeah, so like maybe one of your bite-sized tasks is painting your nails or doing something for yourself that allows you to be present enough to take care of those other people that are so important.
That is such an important reminder, and so true. We forget to put on our mask first oftentimes.
Absolutely.
Erin, this was awesome. I mentioned that I would send a follow-up email to all the attendees who came today, just kind of with links to those PDFs or even attaching that PDF. Are you cool if I include your contact information too?
Yes, reach out if you feel like you're stuck on any of this and you just need to get the words out. I'm happy to help.
Awesome. Cool. This was the perfect way to start our day. Thank you so much, Erin. Thank you everyone who joined, who shared, who got to know each other. This was a ton of fun for me, and I look forward to seeing everybody online and hopefully in person again very soon.
Thank you.
Thanks,
all so
everyone.
much. Bye.
Thank you. That was really good. Thank you, Erin.
You're welcome. Thank
Bye.
you. Thanks for sharing, you guys. That was awesome.
And Warner was so good. Warner and Romy.
I have a babysitter over right now.
Good for you.
Like, take him for a walk, take him far away.
Yes, Octonauts on PBS on Netflix.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And a bowl of bunny grams. So
exactly.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin. So good to see you. This was really cool.
Good. I'm glad you guys liked it. Thank you so much.
We really did. Thank you, Fadia. All right, girl. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Take care.